I'm Dennis Wirth of the Comedy Kitchen, and you've just entered the oven. Thank you for tuning in, episode 25 of the Comedy Kitchen, and hey, we're here in Leominster at LATV doing my two favorite things in life, cooking up some food, eating it, and making you guys laugh. And today we're going to be making some lemon chicken on episode 25, so get your taste buds ready for that. Today's episode, I brought on one of my friends from comedy. Please help me welcome Mr. Jay Grove. Jay,
hey Dennis, how are you?
Coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You excited to cook up some food here today, or what?
I'm excited to eat up some food.
Eat
I'm
up
not
some
much
food.
of a
You're
cook,
like
but
me,
I'll
right?
help you
We
eat
know
it.
what's going on. That's my thing. All right, this is the Comedy Kitchen. We do the cooking thing, we do the comedy thing. So before we get started, tell the folks, how'd you get started out in comedy?
I started off about 6 years ago and was kind of just at a weird spot in my life where I said, you know what, don't love what I'm doing, don't love the corporate world, and had a friend who was doing some comedy shows, said, take a crack at this, and from there just really fell in love with it. Been doing it a little over 6 years now, and have never had anything that I like more than that. Really love it. Really enjoy it.
Yeah, when you can do what you love to do in life, you never work a day in your life, they say, right?
Exactly.
So
some people would say I don't anyways. So.
All right, let's make some lemon chicken right now. All right. First thing we need is our bowl. We're going to set that right over here.
Okay.
You can't make lemon chicken without
Perfect.
chicken. So why don't you open that out and put it right in the bowl there.
All right.
Boom.
I didn't know, there would be tests of strength
See
today.
that? You're a strong guy, Jay. I know. All right, that's looking good. All right, next thing we are going to need is 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. We got your tablespoon here.
Great.
We got what? We're dropping a few spoons.
Great.
But luckily not the one we need.
Not
All
the
right.
tablespoon.
2
All right.
tablespoons of soy. Going to add right that in.
Oh, and this is still got the wrap on. You're testing me out today.
Hey, man, it's all high-tech here at the Comedy Kitchen. You're good, though. Who does the cooking in your house, Jay?
My wife does. She's excellent.
Because you're looking like an old pro. Most people would be 5 minutes with that bottle, but not you.
No, I can open a bottle. I do a lot of the drinking at
You
the
know,
house,
a few
so I know how
bottles
to
in
open
your
a
day,
bottle.
right? I understand what you're saying.
No, if this soy sauce was inside a washing machine, I wouldn't know what to do with it. But
All right.
bottle, I'm pretty good with.
Bottle, you're old pro. I understand what you're saying. All right.
There you go.
And just to let the folks at home know, we have time constraints here in the Comedy Kitchen. You want to buy yourself some vegetable oil, put it in the pan about 3/4 of the way full, put that on a medium heat and get that going for about 20 minutes so it gets nice and hot, and it's going to stay warm while we get going here. All right, next thing we need is a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Here's your salt.
All right,
Got
thank
your
you.
1/2 teaspoon over there.
I'm hoping that's not the one that I
Orange,
dropped.
I believe there.
It
There
isn't.
you go.
All right.
We're getting there. All right, now you want to grab one of your silver spoons on the side there and maybe mix that up with the chicken there so it's
Okay.
all even better. You might want
You wanna
to
just leave it right there? All right.
There we go.
Silver Spoon's also a great 80s sitcom.
You see that?
There you go.
Ricky Schroeder, I remember
It
that
was.
one, right? Yeah.
And Alfonso Ribeiro,
Ricky
who ended up
wishes
being
he
on
was
Fresh
the
Prince.
Comedy Kitchen. All right, so all the times you've been doing comedy, what's one of your favorite memories in comedy?
Besides today.
Besides the comedy.
I've been able to do some really cool shows. I think probably I have a comedy club up in Raymond, New Hampshire, Veronica Laughs, and I think probably the first night that we did that, and I really felt like I'd kind of gotten a foot in the door of the comedy business. That was a really big night for me. So that was exciting. That was almost 2 years ago that we opened the club up. So that's cool. But honestly, every time that I'm able to go out and do it, every time that I'm able to go somewhere new or do something, I love all of it. It's kind of you file it in your mind, and it's a journey that I've enjoyed every step of it. So there's been some great shows, but really every day I'm able to do it is kind of a high point.
Every day's different, right?
Yep.
And you were nice enough, you had me up to Veronica Laughs. It's a great room.
Yeah,
If you're
they
in
loved
the
you.
Raymond, New Hampshire area, you want to check out one of Jay's shows, head on over there. It's a great room. You'll have a fun time.
Thank you.
All right, next thing we're going to do, we're going to set that chicken off to the side over here. We'll
Okay.
swap bowls. How's that? You give me
Perfect.
that one. All right, now we're going to need some batter. First, we're going to need 2 eggs. You want to crack those in there?
Sure.
We'll see how you do at cracking the eggs. You're like an old pro, Jay. This is beautiful. All right, this is great. All right, next thing we need is a 1/2 cup of cornstarch. That's your big
Okay.
yellow tub. You got your cups right there. Set that right on in. What's some of your favorite dishes your wife makes for you?
She does a really nice job with steak. She kind of, I don't know what you would call it, pan sears it ahead of time before she bakes it, and does a really nice job with that. I'm not a huge pork fan, but she does a great job with pork chops. Same kind of thing. We'll kind of pan sear it first before baking, and it really keeps it very juicy. I enjoy those.
Make it some pork chops and applesauce.
Yeah.
That's swell. Okay, the old Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch, yeah, I get that.
All right, next thing we're going to need is a half a teaspoon of baking powder. So,
All right.
half a teaspoon over there. Throw some of that right on in.
And she's also a very good baker, so we get a lot of baked goods and whatnot at the house as well.
She's also in our studio audience, so you better behave and butter her right up, okay? I can set that right back over here. Here's your whisk, and you're going to whisk that up and break the eggs open a little bit there.
Oh, jeez,
not
yeah,
that
there
hard.
you go.
A little light whisk we got going on.
All right.
Hit the edges, right, mix it till it's one uniform thing going on. See, now you're going to be able to make some lemon chicken for your wife, see? So you'll be able to step up and compete with the steak.
Yeah.
Say, honey, you make me steak, and one night I'll make you some lemon chicken.
All right.
You're getting really good at that, Jay. That's looking pretty good for now. All right.
Okay.
Leave the whisk right in there for now.
Great.
All right, Jay, we got a segment of the show. It is called Funny Food Questions. You ready for a funny food question?
Sure.
Let's hit Jay with a funny food question. Jay,
Yes.
if you went grocery shopping and you came home with some veg fresh,
Okay.
what do you think you'd be coming home with?
A lot of explaining to do, I would imagine. A veg fresh. I'm going to assume something that I could seal and keep vegetables fresh.
Vegetables fresh? Okay. Actually, you'd be coming home with some menthols if you look right up here. There's the veg fresh for you right there,
Veg
Jay.
fresh, minty flavor.
And, yeah, it's a menthol.
If
so,
only we could all be that lucky, yeah.
That's what you'd be coming home with. Hey,
All right.
Okay. Yeah. All right, and that's what you'd have with that. Okay. Next thing we are going to do is, and we've had some wacky ones on here, Jay. I know all the years you've been doing comedy, sometimes you hit the drunks, you hit the hecklers. What's one of the craziest stories ever happened to you in comedy?
Actually, the third time I ever performed. Very new at comedy. I was down in Waterbury, Connecticut, and we were doing a show where they kind of put us in the middle of the bar. So in order to get out of the bar, you had to walk past us. And I got there to set up early for a 9 o'clock show, and there was a gentleman who had been drinking since probably about the time the sun came up, and was not in the mood for comedy, was not in the mood for much except to just yell at me. And I kind of pride myself on being able to have a nice back and forth. We did that for a while. He got fed up. He went to leave, and of course had to go by me. He grabbed me and he bit into my neck. And kind of just latched on. It was uncomfortable. It was
a vampire moment.
It
right
was
there.
very tough, and I could not. I was trying to continue with the show, and it was tough to get him off. So at the time, we had guys who were working security. A guy came up, kind of tried to pry him off me, and we went on with the show. But that was an odd one. I actually got that one on tape. I was lucky enough to capture that high point in my comedy career on tape.
You gotta start carrying a crucifix with you.
By-
It's back.
I don't know if that would have helped. Maybe an AA chip is what he needed.
I
So.
guess he needed something. All right. Well, that is one of the crazier stories we've had here on the Comedy Kitchen. Okay. All right. Next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to make some sauce for our lemon chicken. And the first thing we need is 1/3 of a cup of sugar.
Okay.
Got the sugar. You got 1/3 of a cup over there.
Yes, I do.
And we're going to put that right in our little saucepan here.
Okay. Come on.
Looking good. All right. Next thing we are going to need is
that?
1 cup of chicken stock. We got some chicken stock over here. You got your cup over there. We're going to start putting this on a little bit of heat here.
Do we have a liquid measuring cup, or am I missing
We
that?
had a 1 cup over there. You used it earlier. There it is.
This is
No, that's a
3/4.
3/4.
But I can.
All right. Well,
I took math in high
did
school,
math,
so I'm
so
gonna
that's always good,
give it
right?
a shot here.
well, you can do 2 halves. Boom. 2
Even
halves
better.
Makes a whole. Bam. See? We're
All
all
right,
prepared.
this
to
going right in here as well?
kitchen. Yes, sir. Now we're getting there. We hear the sounds. It sounds yummy. All right. I'll grab that
Yeah,
off here.
thank you.
Next thing we're going to need is 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch.
All right.
Cornstarch over there. Throw that right on in here.
I'm going to go off script here, and I'm not going to use the half. I'm going to fill the 1 halfway.
You're good.
So-
See, you're learning. You're learning as we go, Jay. This is good stuff. All right, and after that, we are going to need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Got our lemon juice right
Okay.
over here. Throw some of that right on in. All right,
Thank
then
you.
we need 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt.
Oh boy, that's going to test the math out. All right,
You see that?
here we go. Salt.
Salt right over there.
All right.
All right, hear that little other silver spoon we got over there?
Sure.
All right, we'll mix that up a little bit as we're doing this. As I'm doing this, you want to see the lemon you got in the bag over there?
Absolutely.
All right, we got a knife right over here for you. cut 3 slices out of that bad boy. Take the sticker off first there, because we don't want any sticker in our food, do we?
Not at all.
Absolutely not.
All right.
1, 2, 3. All right, throw those 3 slices right on in there.
Okay.
All right, now we got some food coloring over there. You want to grab your yellow food coloring out of there and just add a couple of drops of that, because that goes a long way.
Okay.
You smell that lemon? I'm starting to get the smells in the Comedy Kitchen. Beautiful. All right, now we are going to want to bring that to a boil. So we got that on. We're going to throw our cover on. All right, Jay, we do food reviews. We have a banana on the street.
Okay.
His name's Bobo. So you want to check out what food he's reviewing today?
I would love to see that.
Let's take a look at Bobo Banana, see what he's reviewing. All right, I am down here at the Taco Bell on Sac Boulevard in Leominster, Massachusetts with Bobo Banana. What are we reviewing today, Bobo? We got an AM Crunch Wrap. How does that look? All right. What's your review, Bobo? Thumbs down. Bad review on the AM Wrap. All right, I guess you don't want to try the AM Wrap.
That's pretty, yeah.
I don't know, a taco and breakfast, I didn't see how they went together, but hey, if Bobo tells you don't try it, don't argue with Bobo, right? What are you going to do? Okay. So, when you were young and you were thinking about doing comedy, who were like some of the mainstream comics that inspired you to want to try it? Who did you enjoy watching?
You know, honestly, when I was young, I never really thought that much about doing it, but I was a big fan. I early on listened to a lot of Bill Cosby records because it was clean and we could listen to it in the house. I remember hearing Eddie Murphy on cassette for the first time with the volume down to about half.
So your parents didn't hear it, right?
Right, exactly. Over at my friend's house with it down to about half, listening with your ear up against the speaker of the boombox. I really have always been just kind of open to different influence. I think with my comedy, a lot of it's comedy, but a lot of it's rock and roll, a lot of it's rap, a lot of it's just things that move you. You know, people.
In the whole show,
yeah, just being more of an entertainer and getting out there and really having some fun is what I like doing.
That's what you're there for, to entertain the crowd, absolutely. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our chicken, we're going to set it right over here, and we're going to batter that. Pull your whisk out, sure.
Oh, jeez. All right. Knows that kind of show.
See that? You got to do what you got to do in the Comedy Kitchen. All right, just grab a few of those and set them in your batter there and batter them up.
Okay.
Set a few more, because after the cameras go off, people in the audience like to try them, so we need to make more than just me and you, because our crew has negotiated it into their contract that they get to try some of the food on the
You want to just knock all of them out? Or?
Throw all of them in there. That's what we're here for. We'll make everybody happy today.
Make Bobo the Banana proud.
That's right.
Thumbs up.
Bobo can try a few. Okay. All right, next thing we're going to do is we got our vegetable oil going here. We're going to take this off, and one by one, just set them right on in there.
Okay.
And we're going to fry those right up. Get my little tongs here. Whoa, we don't want to splash too much there. A light, easy little thing. There we go. If you get splashed with hot oil, Jay, you will know it.
Yeah. No, I don't want that.
Looking good. We'll get you working in a Chinese food restaurant before you know it, Jay. Be making some lemon chicken for them.
All right, one more. We got space for it. Right there.
Beautiful. All right. So as these are cooking, Jay, on the local comedy scene, who are some of your favorite local comics to work with?
I'm a big James Dorsey fan out of Worcester. I really enjoy James.
Sure.
Mark Scalia out of Salem, Mass. I really enjoy watching him. Mike Atrobus, who's a New Hampshire guy.
Funny.
He's one of the first. When I first started, one of the first comics that I actually saw live in person. Kind of went that's what I'd like to do.
Helping the young comics do.
Not just that, but just I just went and from more of a performance standpoint.
Him, right,
I liked what he did. I liked the fact that he talked about things where, you went, oh yeah, I've dealt with that. It was the first guy that I saw, and I was fairly early on. I've seen plenty since, but the first guy I saw where he talked about things, just everyday stuff, but made it very funny. I really enjoyed that, seeing that live. He's very good.
Stuff you can relate to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
There's some great guys to work with.
There's so many, and as I've been lucky enough to travel around the country, realize that there's just there's great scenes everywhere, and kind of the equivalent of guys we would have here everywhere. And it's a lot of fun. You see a lot of really good acts, really funny guys.
There's some great acts on the New England scene.
Absolutely.
You got to get out to Veronica Laughs, get out to Joke in the Box comedy clubs, support local comedy.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely what you want to do. So how are we looking here on our sauce? We got that at a boil, and that is beautiful. So we're going to turn that burner right off. So we get it to a boil, and then we shut it right off.
Okay.
All right, next thing we're going to do is we got a little cookie sheet with some paper towels on it here, and we're going to set our chicken on there because we're going to drain the grease off a little bit. You want to try it or you want me to do it? You feel confident?
I think I can give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl.
All right.
We got a few splashes. What's a few more? We make a mess on the Comedy Kitchen. Looking yummy.
It does look good. Jeez. That's not what I had envisioned. That's very good looking.
See that? You going to make this for your wife? Be honest.
I honestly think I could probably pull this off. This is pretty straightforward. And I was thinking this would actually maybe be a fun one to make with my daughter.
Yeah, sure.
I
We
think
make
we
a
could
lot of fun
probably-
dishes on the Comedy Kitchen here.
Yeah, this is
Absolutely.
kind of neat. Not at all what I had envisioned. When I was thinking lemon chicken, thought more of like a baked, kind of very fancy. But this is pretty straightforward, pretty simple, and looks
We're
awesome.
making simple recipes. Nobody gets scared. You can do this right at home. See?
Yeah, if I can do it, I'm saying
Like I said,
anybody
a lot
can.
of people watch cooking shows because it's something they can't do. Anything we're doing here, you can do on the
Yeah,
Comedy
this is
Kitchen.
very cool.
So we're going to turn that right off here.
Okay.
All right. Now maybe take the tongs one more time and just flip those over so we can drain the other side.
Okay.
I could get you a job tomorrow where I work in a restaurant. You're good, Jay.
We'll see how the shows go tonight. I might call you tomorrow.
We'll see that. Hey, nobody showed up for the comedy show. I got to do some restaurant work.
Jeez, if
now,
I could
man.
pull an afternoon shift, that would be great. You got some
All right.
guys here that want to get
That's
paid.
looking great. You know what? I'm going to grab the paper towel here. 'Cause as we normally do, we made a little bit of a mess on the
I
Comedy
did,
Kitchen.
yes, I apologize.
But that's all part of cooking. You know, it's not good food unless you make a mess. I'll
And
tell you
honestly,
right now.
besides cornstarch, I did okay. The batter got me a little bit, but cornstarch, I don't know what happened.
It's a fluffy thing.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we're going to do is we're going to set this right on over here. I'm going to move this over here. All right, so you want to take your chicken and set it right onto that plate there.
Awesome. Yeah, geez, this looks great. I'm impressed.
The magic is happening, Jay.
Yeah, it's a nice, quick.
Nice, quick
And I'm not,
recipe.
honestly, I'm not a huge chicken guy usually. We do a lot of beef, we do a lot of fish at the house.
Sure.
So, and I'm looking at this going, this looks very
This will
good.
be
So,
something different for
yeah,
you,
it's a
right?
way. I think that's the problem is I just don't know how many. I don't know a ton of ways to make it. So this is something neat and
This is a
different.
new
than,
way.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, next you can set the tongs on down. Next thing, very carefully, it's hot. Take your sauce, and we're just going to pour that right over the chicken.
All right, should I spoon that or should I just go ahead and go for it? Or?
However you feel best. I usually pour it out of the pan. If
All
you
right.
wanna do a
Well,
spoon,
you know
it's
what?
up to you. Just slow pour.
When in
Hey,
Rome or when in Leominster, I guess, as they say.
you do as the lemons to rights.
There you go. When in Gardner,
You
and
can
head
let the
home.
lemons
Take
go
home.
around there too. if
Oh,
you
re-
want.
okay.
Sure, the
Jeez,
whole
great.
thing. Cover each one. I like
Nice.
them saucy. I don't know how you like them, but hey,
There you go. Try to get them dead center. Presentation is a
that's
big
a
part of
beautiful
what I do.
presentation
So.
right there. Voila, we have lemon chicken. You sit there right back on the burner there.
Okay.
All right, Jay, are you ready for the best part of the show?
I am.
You know what the best part of the show
I'm
is?
going to assume it's going to be eating that
You get to
chicken.
do some eating. You're
I don't know what it is in
absolutely
your
right.
mind, but for me,
We got a fork
oh,
for
those
you.
are nice.
We got a plate for you. We
Very
got a plate
nice.
for me. You can grab your tongs there again.
Sure. Would you like? You gonna have one? Can I get you one?
Well, let me show the home audience here what we got going on. All right, so you want them to be a part of the show here, and
Yeah.
that's looking pretty good, right?
That looks very good.
I think it looks good. I think it looks yummy, and we're gonna see how yummy it is right now. Now we
Okay.
can eat.
There you go.
One for me.
And I'll take
One
one
for
as well.
you. It's pretty hot, so don't burn yourself, and let's
Okay.
get the old taste test here.
All right.
Voila, lemon chicken.
Oh, very good.
All right, Jay. We can set those down and finish them later. Last question. Years from now, you get done comedy, you look back on your career. What do you want to be remembered for? What are your goals? Where do you want to end up in comedy?
I think from a performance standpoint, I want to be someone who's looked at as, wow, that guy works hard, writes a lot, changes material, has gotten better, and is still passionate about it. I've been fortunate enough to work with guys like Bob Seibel, who's 72. I think Bob might even just turned 73 years old.
Funny, we've had him up here on the
Is
comedy.
hysterical, but is still passionate about it. I mentioned Mark
enjoys
Scalia
it.
earlier. Mark's been in it 25 years, and every show you kind of go, man, I got to outdo this guy. He's energetic. He's into it. He loves it. I'd like that. I don't want to be a guy that does it. Oh, that guy should have quit 20. Should have quit 15 years ago. He didn't like this at all.
They say no matter how long you do it, you can always learn something. Every
And
day
that's
you
and
learn
I
something
love
new.
it, and I love seeing the newer guys. I don't get out as much as I would like to now, but seeing newer guys and seeing what's out there and makes you feel fresh. I have that competitive nature. I want to be good at it, and I think from an overall from a business standpoint, just being able to provide opportunities for other guys like I was provided for when I started, guys like Mike
help out
Petrobus
the
and
young
Rob
ones,
Steen.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
So.
And I saw you brought your beautiful baby Witchy here
I did.
today, so that's
Yep.
awesome stuff. Congratulations.
Thank
on
you.
that. And that'll slow you down in comedy. I've had one of the kids I know that'll slow you down a little bit, but
I'm very lucky. My wife takes on a lot of it, so I'm able to
understanding
do stuff
about
like this.
you're able
Yep,
to do what you
absolutely.
gotta do.
Yep.
All right, it is the Comedy Kitchen. We've done the cooking thing. Would you be nice enough to give the folks at home some of your stand up?
Sure.
He says sure, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, and now you know how to make the lemon chicken. You can cook that up at home, a real easy recipe and one you can enjoy with your loved one at night, okay? Be sure to check out my website, www.denniswirth.webs.com, Joke in the Box Comedy Clubs, and one of the guys that has been my privilege to have in my rooms, I give you the comedy genius of my friend, Mr. Jay Grove.
Thank you, Dennis, and thank you three for coming down and checking us out. This is very fun, and this is very cool to be here. I actually, I grew up as a poor guy. I got dumped when I first started doing comedy. I got dumped for being a poor guy, and this was before the Comedy Kitchen gig. She said I didn't have enough money for her, and I grew up as a poor kid. I knew we were poor because we had poor people's stuff. I don't know if any of you that didn't have a lot of money know what I mean. Poor people food we had. Like we had cereal sometimes that didn't come in a box. Some of you will remember this. It came in the long plastic bag. Remember that cereal, right? With fancy names like puffed wheat and puffed rice and just puffed garbage cereal. It was terrible. That cereal was horrible. And we wanted good cereal. We wanted, like, do we have fans of the Frosted Flakes? You guys fans of Frosted Flakes cereal? It's awesome, right? It's a great cereal. They have a great mascot. He is you know who he is? You know his name? Tony the Tiger, right? He's awesome. He's got the red neckerchiefs, got his name on it. He's awesome. And he's got a great catchphrase, all right? I need you guys on this one. He's got an awesome catchphrase. What is it? They're great, right? That's his catchphrase. You can't turn them down. They're great. He shoves it at you. You eat it. It's good food is what I'm telling you. We wanted that, and we couldn't have that because we were poor. We had the poor people cereal. My mother would get us the generic rip-offs. I don't know if you ever use those here when you cook, Dennis. They're terrible. Don't use those. They're terrible. She would get us like Apple Jims. Like it wasn't the same, just a dude on it. right? Like Rice Krispies. It just wasn't this. You know, look on the box, just 3 Puerto Rican midgets. Like Snap, Crackle, Porky. Like what? I'm not eating that. It was terrible. You know, Honey Bitches of O's. It was terrible. It was just bad food, Dennis, is what I'm telling you. It wasn't good. We wanted the good cereal. We wanted the good cereal. And she wouldn't get us the Frosted Flakes. She would get us the generic rip-off of the Frosted Flakes. They were called Dusted Chips. Right, Dusted Chips is terrible. Oh, it was terrible, man. Oh, goodness. They couldn't afford a good mascot. Their mascot was a guy named Leo the Low Self-Esteem Lion. He was horrible. He couldn't afford the neckerchief. Man, he had a house arrest bracelet and a hickey on his neck. He was disgusting. It was terrible. He couldn't afford a good catchphrase. Leo didn't have a good catchphrase. Leo's catchphrase was, there, all right, dude, eat that. Here you go. It was he was always very depressed. He had a drinking problem. But yeah, it was terrible, man. We had that cereal, and those of you that were poor, or those of you that remember that cereal, I'm not calling anybody out for being poor, but if you remember that cereal, you know that the cereal was bad, but even worse than that was the stuff we had to pour on it. Anybody remember what that was? I heard it over there. What was it? Confection milk. Oh, Mr. Fancy Pants. Okay, well, somebody lived in Fitchburg. No, it was disgusting. Powdered milk. There, powdered milk. Disgusting. Powdered milk was terrible. And if you don't know it and you want to make some when you get home, here's a recipe. It's powder. You add yourself some water, milk. It's disgusting. It's not the way it happens in nature. It's gross. We had powdered milk. I'll take it back further. We were so poor. We had powdered milk. We had powdered eggs. Exactly. That is the correct sound. The wind escaping your lungs as you remember. It was terrible. That's not the way it happens in nature. You can't make a powdered egg over easy, just easily. It's gross. We had powdered milk. We had powdered eggs. We were so poor that for years I had an uncle who had me convinced he had powdered beer. Right? He didn't. What he did have was a very serious cocaine problem. Those were not 6-packs. Those were 8 balls. He had a favorite cereal. It was Golden Grahams. Be like, why is Uncle eating his breakfast out of a newspaper triangle? It was tough, is what I'm saying. Guys, thanks for having me. I'm going to send it back to you. Dennis Wirth, thanks for having me.
Great stuff, Jay.
Thank you.
Great stuff. All right, I'd like to thank the studio audience. I'd like to thank the crew. Most of all, I thank you at home for tuning in the Comedy Kitchen. Until next time, remember, eat well and laugh well, folks. Good night.
Right.